Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be telling you guys about 20 things you need to know before you end up racing in the open wheel series, and what you need to know about the two Formula 1 cars that Rockstar have just added today as well. So that's right, today on February 27th, Rockstar officially added the open wheel style races into the game, which I guess they're officially calling the San Andreas pre-open wheel races, and they added both of the Formula 1 style vehicles into the game, both the Progen PR4 and the Ocelot R88. This is something I thought Rockstar was not going to do. I thought we were going to be getting them one at a time. However, here they both are. So in case you need a quick refresher, the Progen PR4 is $3,515,000 and the Ocelot R88 is $3,115,000. So roughly $400,000 apart. We're going to be talking about what that difference in price might essentially mean for the performance of both of these vehicles as we get further along into this video. But they are both now available on the Legendary Motorsports site. Now, if you're interested in the in-game description for the PR4, it says, okay, before you click off, we know what you're thinking. The power, the handling, the aerodynamics, they're all very well, but what can you possibly do with as formidable an open-wheel race car as the Progen PR4 on the city streets? You're the one reckless enough to find out. You tell us. And then as far as the description for the R88 goes, it says, we could just keep saying Ultra and Turbo over and over. But even those hardcore buzzwords can't do the Ocelot R88 justice. Instead, simply look at it. Look again. Did you look? Then what are you waiting for? So those are the two descriptions for the in-game vehicles right there. And if we want to compare the in-game stats, we sort of have to do them side by side. And at least according to the in-game stats, the PR4 looks to be slightly better, at least in one category, and that is traction. So does that make the difference between $400,000, slightly more traction? According to the in-game stats, yes. Top speed, they are identical. Acceleration, identical. Braking, identical. But the PR4 has a full bar of traction, whereas the R88 is like 97% there. But it's not quite there. So again, it makes you wonder right now if the PR4 is the best of these two open-wheel vehicles. It would certainly seem, based off of the price, that that is the justification here. So we'll talk about that as we go on in today's video. But again, those are the two Formula 1 vehicles, and Rockstar have introduced both of them today. So you don't have to wait an extra week or anything like that. They've just simply gone ahead and introduced both of them right now, which I think is awesome. Now, in case you guys are wondering, Rockstar have introduced 7 new San Andreas pre-tracks. These are the Rockstar-created open-wheel races, and they're a little bit awkward to find, and I'm going to be telling you how to get to them right now. So what you do is you open up the menu, go to Online, Jobs, Play Jobs, and then you go to Rockstar Created, and then under Races, you're going to need to scroll to the middle where you will find Open Wheel. And there are 7 of them that you can actually play. And as you guys can see, they're both are double money in RP. We'll be talking about the bonuses, discounts, and sales in a future video. But here are all the races. And what's cool is on the Rockstar Newswire, they actually have not only a description, but also like an outline of the circuit itself that shows you, basically the paths you're going to take on the track. I'll leave the Newswire post in the description if you guys want to take a look at this for yourself. It's actually pretty cool. So you've got Height of Society, In Due Course, you've got Lap It Up, Brace for Impact, More Haste, More Speed, Urban Renewal, and last but not least, New Wave. So those are the 7 tracks that Rockstar have introduced. Again, all of them are very much so different in terms of how many straightaways they have, how long the tracks are themselves. So play around with each separate one. Now, for me, the easiest way in which I have been able to get into a race is actually going to the icon on the map, which is now going to be this pink Formula 1 looking vehicle that you can find really close to the airport. It's sort of hard to explain what building it's at. It's near the Zero Gas, and it's the Open Wheel Series icon. And what this will allow you to do is join open wheel series or go on call so that you can remain in free roam until the race actually starts. And what this will do is actually rotate between the 7 Rockstar created races that are in the game right now. And this is by far the easiest way in which to join the open wheel series. The matchmaking in Grand Theft Auto Online is not all that great. So if you go ahead and enter this, yes, it'll just give you a random one, but it'll allow you to join like a full lobby, which is probably what you want when you're going about starting these races. So that's definitely the easiest way to join them. Now, once you join them, you do have a couple of options that you get to choose from, at least if you're the host, that you can actually modify. So the first is the type of race. So standard is going to have contact, and then there is a non-contact variant that you can choose from. So non-contact would mean obviously everyone's going to be invisible. You're going to slip through each other. The number of laps, you can do 5 to 25. So they're in increments of 5. 25 is a lot of laps, I will say. Even 10 laps, which is the default, is pretty long. Your races will probably be around, 15 or 20 minutes. You can obviously choose the time of day and the weather, whether you want custom vehicles on. Catch up, slipstream, you can turn those on too. You can also mess with the split times as well. So like if you would, complete a lap in a certain time, would you compare it against the world record or just friends or personal best or stuff like that? So those are the options that you get to choose from. Pretty simple, and it's between 1 and 16 players. So there's not going to be 30 Formula One cars screaming around a track. So Rockstar do try and contain it just a little bit. And then, of course, once you do end up starting the race, you have to make a couple of choices as well. Like, do you want the custom PR4, normal PR4? The big thing that a lot of players are going to have to choose is what type of tires do you want, soft, medium, or hard. We've actually covered this in a previous video. To give you guys a quick refresher, whatever tire you decide to choose, it's going to have an impact on how much traction you have and how quickly the tires actually wear down. So that's like the one big choice that you have to make. So now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's actually get into the races themselves. And you'll notice a couple of things here as soon as the race actually starts, is that you've got 2 health bars above your position, current lap, and time. And these 2 health bars are going to indicate your vehicle health and the lowest tire grip. And these are 2 very important bars that you're going to want to monitor. So let's start at the top with vehicle health. So it's pretty obvious, but this is how much damage your vehicle has occurred. So this would mean running into other players, running into walls, bumping into other things. These are all going to have an impact on your vehicle. And as you guys have noticed here, as you run into other things and objects, you'll end up losing parts of your car, like the spoiler on the back, which Rockstar is actually calling the spoon wing, and the front wing. And if you lose those, I think it might actually have a pretty significant impact on the vehicle. That's, again, something we'll talk about in a little bit. And as you guys also saw there, running into other players and objects and the track itself is also going to have an impact on the lowest tire grip, which you guys can see there is also starting to go down. So that is going to determine how much grip you have left on the tires. So obviously the name of the game here is you want to keep your car as healthy as possible, keeping the spoiler and the front wing on there, because that's obviously going to improve with your traction and your downforce. Now, when do you want to start to get worried about stuff like this? Well, when the bar turns red, that's when you're in the danger zone, and that's when you'll notice that you're going to lose some stability here. So I ended up doing this on purpose, but what I did is I let the tire grip go all the way down to red, and when that starts to happen, even without the tires completely, going away, you will end up losing some traction a little bit. And when that red bar goes all the way down, what happens? Well, your tires end up popping. And when that happens, you're pretty much dead in the water. When your tires pop, you are completely done for. Now, you can respawn. I've seen a lot of people playing this race, going about it with pop tires. If you just hold down triangle or Y like a normal race, you will end up respawning. And what this will do is it'll give you about half of your tire grip back. So it is kind of like going through the pit stop where it will repair your vehicle all the way, and it will also give you about half or maybe like 40% of your tire grip back. So that's honestly not a bad option if you find yourself in a position where you're a little bit low on tire grip. Now, speaking of taking the pit stops, you guys see the blue wrench and screwdriver there. Basically, all you have to do is go through that and then stop when you reach the blue corona. And what this will do is it'll actually completely repair your vehicle. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, there is a price to pay when it comes to taking the pit stop because you obviously have to slow down. Now, the game basically wants you to come to a complete stop right where that blue circle is, and it takes about 1 to 2 seconds to actually do the pit stop. And once your car has been repaired, you're kind of in this like slow down mode for a little bit as you exit. That's very traditional, especially in the rules of racing where you have to go slow down pit lane. There's no cutscene or anything like that. You just hear a bunch of sounds and some smoke comes up, and then your vehicle will be completely repaired and your tires will be completely fixed too. So that's what happens during a pit stop. Now, after the first lap, you get access to Boost. It's essentially the KERS system that was introduced a couple of years ago. This is Boost that you end up gaining from braking. So every time you go around a corner, brake, you'll notice that that yellow bar is starting to go up. And then you can actually utilize that boost by clicking in on the left thumbstick, which is traditionally the horn button. So there you go. That's how you can get a little bit of extra boost on those straightaways. Now, at least so far, one of the things I'm kind of disappointed here with the open wheel race series is the payout. So right now, as you guys saw earlier, they're double money NRP, but take a look at this. The person in our race lobby who ended up finishing in first, and by the way, this took about 20 minutes altogether. I mean, the race time itself, the last person finished at 18:45, but, add another minute or so to the intro and outro for the race. It was roughly around 20 minutes. He only ended up getting $44,000. Like, that's not a lot of money, especially for like 20 minutes of your time. So that's honestly a little bit disappointing that Rockstar didn't make the payout here greater. Now, I'm sure many of you guys are going to be doing these races for other reasons than money, but still, it would be nice if you made a little bit of extra cash here. And it's not even all that great of RP either. So again, that's a little bit unfortunate here. Now, it also looks like Rockstar put a lot of emphasis on the technical upgrades that you can do to these two vehicles at the Los Santos custom shop, specifically with the front wing and the back wing or the spoon wing. Now, obviously, you can do things like upgrading the engine, brakes, and armors, and adding turbo, which isn't going to have an impact on your vehicle other than, what it will do to any other normal car. But the front wing and the spoon wing will. And for each vehicle, it's a little bit different. So I'll leave a link to both of these charts in the description. These are essentially comparison of the F1 car upgrades. So for the Ocelot R88 here, you guys can see that modifying the front bumper and the spoiler option is different based off of which one you choose. So for example, if you decide to put no wing on the front, that's going to give you a value of 0.50. Whereas if you choose Championship Front Wing 2, it'll give you a value of 1.535. And I think what this figure means is you're going to have to choose, do you want more traction or less speed, or do you want more speed, less traction? It's pretty cool, though, how Rockstar have actually allowed you to mess around with the various options here. So you can mix and match based off of your personal driving preference. But basically, each customization option that you do in the Los Santos custom shop, at least as far as the front bumper and the spoiler option goes, is going to have an impact on the performance of your car. And not all of them are the same. Each one has a different value. Again, I'll leave links to those in the descriptions if you want to check them out for yourself. But anyways, that right there is 20 things you need to know about the brand new Formula One vehicles and open wheel race series that Rockstar's introduced today in Grand Theft Auto Online. Hopefully this gave you a better idea of what you're in for before you even start a single race. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think of the open wheel races so far? Are you enjoying them? Are you not so much enjoying them? Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.